Hey guys, today I'm talking about Mounjaro, Zepbound, and compound Tirzepatide tips for success. I'm now in my third month on compound Tirzepatide. Tirzepatide is the active ingredient that is in Mounjaro and Zepbound, and I am down more than 20 pounds. I have had pretty mild side effects. I have maybe over-researched absolutely everything when it comes to being on this medication. And I want to share with you tips for your journey on Mounjaro, Zepbound, or compound Tirzepatide. First, drink your water. So water is so important to any weight loss journey. Your body absolutely needs it. But when you're on these medications, sometimes you can forget to drink water and you might not feel as thirsty. But you have to drink a ton of water. I've heard a GLP-1 doctor say a gallon a day. That seems a little crazy, but definitely at least 8 servings of water a day, minimum, more if you can. So carry around a water bottle, always have a full glass with every meal. Set yourself reminders if you need, but you have to drink your water, and your body may not be reminding you to drink your water while you're on these medications because you might not feel as thirsty. Protein. Protein is so important on a GLP-1 journey because with weight loss, you can lose muscle. And so a way to combat that is to do resistance training, which we'll talk about later, but also have a really high protein diet. When you're on these medications, you're usually in a calorie deficit. So you're not getting as much calories as normal, which is great. That's why you're losing weight. But we need energy too for our bodies to thrive and function and to maintain the weight loss and to not hurt our metabolism. If we're losing a bunch of muscle, that's terrible for our metabolism. So we want to eat a really high protein diet. Things like eggs, chicken breast, beans, lentils, those things, they're great. If you are really struggling with appetite suppression, it's just kind of hard to get the calories in, much less the protein in. Go ahead and get a protein bar or a protein drink. And, supplementing with protein is totally fine, especially while on this journey. It's great if you can get at least 80 grams of protein a day. Make sure you are eating small, healthy meals. Try to have at least 1,200 calories a day, even if you're not very hungry. I personally can have 1,200 calories a day. I've stayed on the lowest dose. I've stayed on 2.5. Which is the minimum dose of Zepbound or Mounjaro, just because I've had appetite suppression and been losing weight consistently on it, so I felt no reason to move up. But I usually have a delayed breakfast, maybe around 10, have a small healthy meal, 4 hours later, another small healthy meal, 4 hours later, another small healthy meal, don't eat after dinner. It usually adds up to around 1,200 calories. If it doesn't, I try to eat a little more. I don't want to kill my metabolism. I want my body to still be strong. I definitely feel extra fatigued the next day if the day before I didn't eat enough. So sometimes while you're on this medication, you do have to remind yourself to eat. And it makes sense too, if you do plan on using this medication as a tool and plan on getting off, again, you don't want to kill your metabolism. If you're eating like next to nothing and then you get off the medication and start eating a ton, then you're going to gain a ton of weight because you just totally killed your metabolism while you're on this medication. Supplements. I think supplements are a really good idea while you're on Mounjaro, Zepbound, or any GLP-1. You're in a calorie deficit. It's going to be really hard to get the nutrients you need. I would definitely be on a multivitamin. Having protein supplements is great. Having fiber supplements is very great. A lot of people have constipation. Almost everyone has some constipation on this. So a fiber supplement, a fiber bar, whatever, is great. Magnesium, I have found to be so helpful. I just recently added a magnesium supplement and I feel like it really has helped with the fatigue. I think my reduced calorie diet was low on magnesium, and when I added that in, I felt a lot better. Electrolyte drinks. So we get a lot of our natural electrolytes through just our diet. But when you get on one of these medications and your diet is cut in half, you're eating about half the calories you were before, then you're also getting about half the electrolytes you were getting before. So if you find yourself feeling just really fatigued and like just really low energy while on these meds, then I would definitely do an electrolyte drink. I like to do an electrolyte drink on days 2 or 3 after the shots because those days I just feel like a little extra sluggish, maybe a little extra nauseous, and that really seems to help. I would definitely limit alcohol. You're just gonna feel yucky if you have too much. You can totally have a drink or two a week, but if you are drinking in excess, you are going to feel absolutely awful. I would not do that. When it comes to dosing, don't feel like you have to titrate up. So if you are at a dose where you are feeling appetite suppression and you are having minimal side effects, feel free to just stay there. Actually, I would recommend it because if you titrate up and you start feeling absolutely awful, you might end up wanting to go off the medication. That'll interfere with your daily life. You might not be able to eat enough and then you kill your metabolism. It's not great. You don't want to move up just because. So if you are consistently losing weight, you feel the appetite suppression and the other benefits of the meds, you know, the reduction in food noise and everything, and your side effects are minimal, I would just hang out there. That is why I have stayed at a low dose this entire time, and I might just stay on a low dose the whole journey. Injection sites, pay attention to injection sites and how they make you feel. I personally have noticed that I have a lot less nausea if I do my legs instead of my stomach. I've personally never tried the arm because I felt like that would be kind of hard to do. But legs versus stomach has been way better for me. And I know some doctors that I follow have said that that's an actual thing. I don't know if there's research to back it up, but I know some doctors that I follow have said that that's an actual thing. You're not supposed to inject in the exact same place, but just move your injection site around. See if specific places make you feel better or worse. If you're having a lot of nausea and you've been mainly injecting in your stomach, maybe try your thighs. When it comes to the shortages, I know that is so stressful, especially once you've gotten to a really good place with these medicines, you're thriving, and then you can't get it. So if you're on name brand Mounjaro or Zepbound and you can't get it and you're due for a shot and you're just like absolutely panicking, you can look into the compound telehealth. Sometimes that still takes a week or two. I would start calling around to your local med spas, but like so many med spas have it these days. And you can just call and explain that you're on name brand Zepbound, you're on the 5 milligram, and you need one shot, and ask if they can work with you. And they might want to talk to your doctor. I mean, you probably, there's going to be like a nurse practitioner or a doctor there if they have this program. But that you'll have to like prove your prescription or something, but that's just an idea. Also, switching to compounds, you do you. I'm on the compounds and it's been fine. If you are on the compounds, I would recommend loading up on supplies. So I know a lot of the different telehealth compound pharmacies will send the needles with the medicine, but sometimes they'll only send 4 or 5, or like only some alcohol wipes. I have an Amazon idea list in the description box where if you want to just buy a whole box of the needles and the alcohol wipes, they're quite affordable. And then you can have a ton on hand. I know because I'm on a low dose, the monthly vial actually lasts me 2 months. So I need the extra anyway. Don't forget to exercise. Have a good fitness routine. I know when you're on the medication and you're losing weight and you're maybe a little extra tired because you aren't eating that much and you're a little low on electrolytes, you may not feel like exercising, but exercise is still so important. Exercise is so important for maintaining weight gain, for mental health. While you're on these meds, we don't want to be losing muscle. It's so easy to lose muscle. And so definitely have at least once or twice a week, ideally, do some sort of strength training, whether that's Pilates or weightlifting or just strength exercise. We want to be maintaining our muscle. I started lifting weights once a week and I am absolutely loving that. That's another lifestyle change I fully intend to continue after my Tirzepatide journey. And my last tip is to use your time on this medication wisely. I know there's plenty of people that plan on potentially being on this the rest of their life, and then there's people like me who are just using it as a tool and fully plan to get off. But regardless, while you're on this medication, be making the most of it. Be actively making the lifestyle changes, seeing the lifestyle changes and planning on continuing them. So for example, this medication opened to my eyes that I was always getting seconds at dinner, and I don't need to be doing that. Even before I was on this medication, I was probably full after one plate of dinner. I didn't, and on the medication, I could not eat 2 plates. But I'm like, oh, well, from now on, I'm only going to get one. I was just in the habit of doing that. So there's so many little things like that while on this medication that it's totally opened my eyes to that has been really helpful. Intermittent fasting is something that I knew about, but I'm like, when I'm off the medication, I'm totally going to continue that. It's so easy. Well, it's easy on the medication because I'm not as hungry. But I do plan on continuing that off the medication. I'll drink a ton of water, have some black coffee, and then just delay it because then it's so much easier to eat less calories throughout the day if you're starting later, Also, I was having all sorts of menstrual issues. My doctor believed I had PCOS. I got off the pill and got an IUD, and also being on this medication. All of that has been great. Like having my hormones balanced and having a lot of those symptoms go away, partially, from the weight loss and the medicine, and then partially too from getting an IUD and getting off the pill and all of that. I think that will really help me when I'm trying to maintain my weight. I mean, I feel like it absolutely will, because I think when I was on the pill, it was causing a lot of those symptoms, and also like the hormonal cravings, all of it. Okay, that was it for my video. I hope it was helpful to you. If you want to find out about where I get my compound Tirzepatide, I'll have it linked in the description box. I would love to hear your guys' stories if you want to comment them. If you have any questions for me, feel free to comment away. I love to chat with people in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. Let me know if you'd like more videos like this, and I will see you in my next one.